Hi everyone, my name is Bailey Brown. This week we were asked to read a book of any award winning list. So I chose the Caldecott Award and I read Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak, I believe is how you say her last name. She's the author and the illustrator. The publisher is Harper Trophy. The copyright date is 1963. This is a picture storybook. There's 40 pages and about 20 with text. There are a lot of illustrations, which is why this is the Caldecott Award winner. I find it appropriate for ages 3 to 8, and now I'll tell you a little summary. So it's about a little boy named Max, and he threatens to eat his mom up, so she calls him a wild thing and sends him to bed without supper. And he goes up to bed and suddenly his room becomes a forest. And so then he sails the ocean to where the wild things are. And he's having all kinds of fun, but then he starts getting lonely and missing his mom. And so eventually he says this is enough, and he goes home, and when he wakes up, his supper is there in his room, still warm. One of the things I want to point out is the illustrations in this book. They were absolutely awesome. So I have some pages marked here. So first of all, you can tell from the illustrations that this is all Max's dream of his room becoming a forest and going to where the wild things are, because in this first page here, when it starts growing, he's got his eyes closed. And then you can see later on, as he's sailing back home, his eyes are closed again. But then, when he gets home, it looks like he's waking up from a dream. But one other thing I wanted to point out about the illustrations was the awesome details. Like here in the Wild Things, like the designs she used and lines with a pen just make the textures look incredible. Really makes the Wild Things look scary, I think is the look she was going for. So I thought that was really neat. I thought that this was a really good book for kids because it teaches them that discipline is sometimes a good thing. Even though your parents might discipline you, they still love you. And in return, even if your parents discipline you and you think it would be a better idea to go be a wild thing, you're still going to miss your parents, and you still need that discipline. I also think this is a really good book for teaching kids to use their imaginations, like Max did. This book actually kind of made me think of myself. When I graduated from high school, I thought I was so ready to take on the world. I didn't want to have to live with my parents' rules and whatever. But as soon as I got there, I think I only spent a week away from home. I was 2 hours away from home, and I was like, I want to go back home. Like, I miss my parents. So I did, and it turned out to be for the better. But I think that's kind of the same situation Max was in. So what I would do with my students is I would have them read the book and then write and illustrate a story about what their bedroom would turn into if they were in Max's position. Again, this book is Where the Wild Things Are, and it is the Caldecott Award winner. It's a really great read, so you should totally read it.